Hey everyone, thanks for joining this quick video on how to get different types of appointments set up on your TimeTap account to offer to clients to book with you. After you finish the setup wizard process, which is the quick thing you go through as you are signing into your account for the first time, you'll land on our setup guide page and you'll see that you've got only one type of appointment entered so far. So in this account, I've got one reason for an appointment, that's a consult, and it's a service, meaning it's going to be a one-on-one appointment with someone. You'll have the options from here to click through and add more services or add more classes. And that's a good quick place you can always get to if you want to add services or classes from here. But you can also go into your settings, services, and classes menu and see a list of all of your services and classes and add new services or add new classes from here as well. Now again, services are those one-on-one appointments, classes are group-based appointments. So services require that you have availability set up, and that availability is at least as long as the duration of the service. So if you have availability from 8 to 5, your service being 30 minutes in duration is going to break down your availability to be at 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30, and so forth, all the way up till 4:30, which is your last appointment. Classes, if you add them, because you're meeting with multiple people at one time, you have to go ahead and say, this is when we're meeting. You don't have a breakdown of availability because you need to get everybody coordinated to the same place at the same time. So to add a new class, if we were to do that, let's say this person is now offering a seminar. So you can go ahead and say I offer a seminar that's going to be a 1-hour seminar. And you can add in a description, which will display underneath the name of the service or underneath the name of the class when the client's going through the booking flow. If there's a cost, you can enter that here. The schedule section will allow you to set up the next time that you're offering the class, whether that's a repeating schedule or just a one-time schedule. So let's say this is just a seminar that I'm offering one time next Wednesday. I'm going to offer it at noon. It's going to be a lunchtime seminar from 12 to 1, and it's going to be a total of 25 people that can join the seminar. So once I click through the rest of this on the confirm page, it will show me a brief summary of everything I added, and I'll submit it. So from here, I can manage the class the same way I manage any other class that I have. I've got a profile set up for the class. I can set up a new schedule for it. If I wanted to add more schedules or a repeating schedule for it, we've got videos on how to do that linked below this video. And that's going to be just the easiest way to keep managing it moving forward. So now that I've got the seminar set up, anytime that I offer the seminar in the future, I can just come into the service or the class's profile and add in a new session for when I'm offering that seminar. If I go back out to my main service and class list, I'll see I now have the consult in my service and class list and the seminar in my service and class list. The service option, if I wanted to say, if I wanted to maybe edit this one, I could call maybe the intro consult, and then we'll have a follow-up call. And that's also going to be 30 minutes. And I can put in a price or a description for that as well. You'll notice for the service, there's not any place to put in a schedule for it because it's based on the staff member that offers the service, what availability they have set up. So once I submit that service, I can go ahead and see that services profile and the options I have. I can see the staff that are offering that service. That means who can be booked for the follow-up call. Right now it's just Lucy Barber. If I have more staff, I can edit this and select those staff as well, or deselect them if they don't offer that service. The time that it's going to be offered is going to be based on that staff member's availability. So if I go to my staff view and look at the staff member that offers that service and check out their service availability, I'll see I've got from 9 to 1 and 2 to 7. That means I can offer it at 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30, all the way up till 12:30 when I break for lunch, and then again the same pattern from 2 to 7. So that's going to just be during that date range. We've got a video on how to manage the service-based availability also linked below. Again, since I've added that service, it's going to show up now in my service and class list as another thing that I offer. If I go to preview the scheduler now and click through, I'll see at the My Office location with staff Lucy Barber, there's now 3 services that I offer. By choosing one of them, I'm going to see the availability for each of those services. And that's going to be how I can manage or include multiple options for a client to book. There's a few options you have within that services profile that I'll go over quickly, or the classes profile. If I wanted to, on the service itself, if I only wanted to send them a link to sign up for the consult and I didn't want to show any of my other services, I can use the private URL to have them book there. So by clicking on that, you'll see this specific scheduler does not show all of my options. It only shows that single service option. The other thing you can do is make a service private. That means it's not going to show up on your scheduler. It's only something you book on the back office or at the private URL. The waitlist option is a business level feature, but that means basically once you're booked up and none of those services could be offered on a day, it could turn on a waitlist for people to join if they're interested in booking on that day. The time page determines how long the service lasts, if there's any amount of buffer afterwards, which basically gives you room between each of your appointments, and then how far out and how close to the start time of the appointment you can book. You'll see based on the latest and advanced appointment settings that for the consult, people can book between today at 11:30 through December 5th. So this class has many of the same features on the profile, the ability to set a wait list, whether it is private, it's going to show up on the main scheduler, or if it's just going to show up at the private URL. You can also go into the time page for that and set a duration for the class. That's going to be the default duration for each of the sessions you set up for the class, and set a booking kind of horizon or time frame as to how close to the start time of the class they can book and how far out in the future they can click to see other classes they can book into. If you've got any questions about how to manage your different services or class options and how to get them to show up on the scheduler the way you want them to, feel free to reach back out to our support team. It'd be a great idea to sign up for an onboarding call with one of our success coaches. We'll make sure that your profile or your TimeTab account and the appointments that you offer are just the way you want them.